let's talk about Tommy Tuberville, because Tommy Tuberville has even more problems to deal with as he fights to prove that he is still somehow a resident of Alabama, even though he very clearly was not a resident of Alabama. So he is now being sued by another group of people challenging his ability to even run for governor of Alabama, because according to the Alabama state constitution, if you have not been a legal resident of the state of Alabama for 7 years before the election, you're ineligible to run. And honestly, not a bad rule. You need to live here, and you need to have lived here for a while if you want to run the damn state. We don't want any carpetbaggers, right? So Tuberville has been embroiled in this scandal because he voted in Florida in November of 2018, which coming up this November would be 8 years ago. However, he claims he moved to Alabama in 2016 or 2017. But if that were the case, then that would mean he illegally voted in Florida. So as I've repeatedly said while talking about him, either he's committed voter fraud or he's not eligible to run for governor. It's one of those two things. And anyway, another group of people, Brooke Lynn Dorgan and Justin Jude LeBlanc, two Alabama military veterans, have filed a lawsuit challenging his eligibility. And in their lawsuit, they bring up something very important that Tuberville said all the way back in 2019. It was this. At a meeting of the Shoals Republican Club on August 3rd, 2019, Tuberville candidly conceded that he has property in Alabama, but is not an everyday resident of Alabama, describing himself as a carpetbagger. Tuberville was quoted as saying, "Yes, I'm not an everyday resident of Alabama." That was almost 7 years ago. "I'm not an everyday resident of Alabama," he told the Republican Club on August 3rd, 2019. That sounds like a problem. That sounds like something that could disqualify one from serving as the governor of Alabama. Now, this is not the only lawsuit challenging Tuberville's eligibility. He is also being challenged by his Republican challenger in the primary. At this point, Alabama, what are you doing? This guy didn't even live in your state while he was representing you in the Senate. He and his wife lived down here about an hour down the road from me in Florida in a $5.6 million mansion. His wife gave up her Alabama real estate license and only had a Florida real estate license. The house that they live in outside of Auburn is not even his house. It was in his son's name, and then he just added his name to it to make it seem like he was a resident. And these are things I've been talking about for several years now. So what the hell are you doing, Alabama? This guy clearly does not like you enough to even live there, which honestly is a damn shame. Outside of the politics of Alabama, the central Alabama, northern Alabama areas are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, beautiful landscapes. Now, when you get into South Alabama, it's nothing but pine trees and interstate, and it's just blah. But central Alabama, where I have lived part of my young life, northern Alabama, where I still have lots of family up there, those are gorgeous areas. But Tommy Tuberville doesn't even want to be a part of that. He wants to live down here on the beach in Florida. So Alabama, send him packing. It's that easy. Don't vote for the carpetbagger. But we'll see. We'll see if Tuberville even ends up on the ballot at this point. The challenges have presented so much evidence showing this guy doesn't actually even live there. You know, it reminds me of the Mean Girls quote, "He doesn't even go here." But it's up to you, Alabama. You can either make the right decision or the stupid one. And I'm afraid we all know which one you're going to make. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.